So Chris, it's been a long grind, 10 games in 17 days or whatever. Obviously not the ending you'd have liked, but overall, how do you feel like you guys have played these last 10 games or so?
I think we've shown flashes in every game. Challenge for us is putting together the full 60. Our start wasn't good tonight. We knew that. Can't blame on the travel. Can't blame on the schedule. Everyone's traveling a lot. Everyone's got a crazy schedule. Everyone's a little bit run down. So, got to find a way to just simplify early in that first. Shouldn't take the ice being tilted on us at home for us to realize that we need to play simple and get it behind them. So, I think we snapped out of it later in the first. It didn't take a whole period necessarily, but we're playing from behind at that point. But after that, I thought we played a good second and a pretty good third. They had a good push. So.
Was the second one of those positive flash, or one of the more positive flashes that you've had recently, you felt like?
Definitely. I think that's the strength of our team is when we're rolling four lines and constantly advancing pucks, not turning pucks over the neutral zone and making other teams try to break out. I think our forecheck's getting better and better. Ability to force turnovers and create chances off of that. It's difficult against good teams to just possess the puck and try to break them down when they're D-zone structure. You got to do a good job of forcing turnovers when they're trying to advance the puck as well. So I thought we did a really good job of that against a good team tonight.
What do you think changed between the second and third? The second period, you're essentially dominating the game, winning almost every shift, and then the third, it's like the game kind of came to a grinding halt, and there just wasn't much in either end of the ice. So did you change your mentality, do you think? Did they clog you up?
No, not necessarily. They're a good team. We were still doing the right things, getting pucks behind them. Times there was a bit of a war of attrition. Their line with Brett Howden did a really good job of pinning us for a few shifts and working us down low. So just got to limit chances. That bend don't break mentality. The other team's trying to win the hockey game too, so they're going to have their push. There's probably a few times we had opportunities to get pucks out and maybe advance pucks, but I'm sure they're saying the same thing. So they're a good hockey team, and they had a pretty good push there in the third, and just unfortunate they were able to tie it up.
So you've talked a lot about needing to play 60, needing to play 60. Is that just is that more mental? Is that something that is just going to come from the team developing as the season goes on? Getting more
I think that's the challenge for every team in this league. Every team knows how they want to play. It's just a matter of getting the entire group to kind of coalesce, come together and do that, all 20 guys over the course of 60 minutes, right? So I think we're doing a better job of that. And thinking back, we're almost 30 games in now to the beginning of the season. I think I said it, there were flashes. There's been flashes. There were flashes at the beginning of the season, but I think we're stretching out those good periods of play into larger chunks, stacking periods. There's lapses. There's definitely lapses, but those are things that we've got to take the lesson and leave the mistake. I think it's fewer and far between compared to how it was the first 10, 12 games of the season when Igor was really carrying us. So it's just continuing to build. Like I said, you got to give them. That's a good team over there tonight, and they came out hard, and we just didn't seem to match it for whatever reason. But I think the response that we've had from our group, whenever we've maybe hit a bit of a rough patch over the course of 10, 15 minutes, has been really good. I think that's as important as anything in this league. You're not always going to have. You're not always going to have your A game. You're not always going to be able to tilt the ice. Pucks are going to bounce. Ice is slippery. So for us to be able to snap out of that is really important, and just got to shrink those periods where we're not necessarily leaning on the structure and bearing down and doing the right things, and just try to extend the periods where we're playing well and advancing pucks.
Chris, Meek has talked about it being a process of your line kind of figuring out how to play with each other. not just scoring a couple goals, but it looks like the last few games you guys have really started figuring some things out or playing better. I mean, what's your read on the situation with you guys right now?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't played a lot together, the three of us, so it's been a lot of communication, a lot of talk, and I think we've taken steps these last few games, understanding what we expect from one another. It's a really fast game. You're not necessarily going to be able to make a heads-up play every time, so I think we're getting a lot better at putting pucks into areas, especially on the cycle, where we can relieve pressure. Not necessarily just going to spots and stopping, but there's more of a flow to our forecheck and to our puck possession. And I think that's something we've been talking about and working on, and just got to continue to talk and work on, because I think that's how we want to play. We want to play quick. Like I said earlier, as a team, want to force turnovers, but as a line too, like that's how we're going to generate chances, being good on the forecheck, and then beating guys to the inside, beating guys to the net. So, yeah, over the last couple of games, I definitely think it's been better from an offensive standpoint.